Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting with unlike denominators. So we will have to find the common denominator. Remember, that's really the same thing as the least common multiple of your denominators. So we look at our numbers, 15 and 18. You can always make a factor tree for those if you need to find the least common multiple. So 3 times 5 here, and 18 is 2 times 9, and 2 is 3 to the second. So really what we need is the highest power of the different primes. So we need a 3 to the second, well we need a 2 first I guess, times 3 to the second times 5. 3 to the second is 9, 2 times 5 is 10, so that would be 90. So 90 is my number. So again, it's the highest power. So I look at m squared and m, I'm going to need an m squared. If I look at b to the third and b to the second, I'm going to need the b to the third. So it is the highest power of the different things that you take, instead of just what they have in common, because we're doing least common multiple. Well, to find the least common multiple, so that would be my answer. To find my least common multiple here, I do need to factor my two trinomials, so I can use plus 5 and plus 3. Here I can use plus 3 and minus, oops, my x in there, x minus 2. So, what's the highest power of all my different factors? Well, I have an x plus 5, and that's the highest power of that I need. I have an x plus 3, but I only have it once in each factor. And I have an x minus 2. I said we need all three of those to be my common factor, or my least common denominator. So normally you just kind of find this out, and then you go to finding what the numerators will be, which is what we're going to do in our next step. So we first have to find that common denominator. So what do a and 3a go into? Well, we're going to need a 3, and we're going to need an a. So the common denominator will be 3a. And remember, if we were doing a problem like, 2/3 plus 3/4, and we are changing both of these into 12ths, you say, what do you do to 3 to get 12? You multiply it by 4, so we're going to multiply the 2 by 4 to get 8. So we're going to do the same thing here on this, ask ourselves really those same questions. What do we do to a to get 3a? Well, we multiply it by 3, so we must multiply our numerator by 3. What do we do to 3a to get 3a? We don't do anything, so that numerator stays the same. Then it's just a matter of simplifying, so we distribute, we get 3a plus 3. 3a plus a would be 4a, plus 3 minus 3 would be 0, so I just have it over 3a, and then we can simplify by canceling those a's, leaving us with 4/3. So that would be the simplified answer. Now, number 4, we need to factor. So if we factor our denominator, it's actually going to factor into x plus 2 squared. Now, if you do write out x plus 2, x times quantity x plus 2, just remember that the highest power of that would be 2 of those. So my common denominator is x plus 2 squared. So what I do to this denominator to get this, I don't do anything, so my x minus 2 is going to stay there. What do I do to x plus 2 to get x plus 2 squared? I multiply it by x plus 2. So it's going to be my numerator, x minus 2, times that second x plus 2 then. So I use my FOIL method here. I'm going to get x squared plus 2 minus 2x will be gone, and I get minus 4. I'm going to write it in descending order. I'm going to write down here, so I'm running out of room up there. I get x squared plus x minus 2 minus 4 would be minus 6. All over x plus 2, the quantity squared. Now I should look to see if this would factor, because I might be able to do some simplifying, and it's going to, I think, factor into x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 2. Now really nothing cancels, so I would really take either answer, but if you don't factor it, you know, you're not going to know that it's not going to cancel. So make sure you factor it, and then either answer will work, I think. Alright. This one, we got a minus sign in between, but the first step is the same. Factor anything that can be factored, so this would be plus 2 squared, and this would be y minus 2 times the quantity y plus 2. So what is our common denominator? Well, we need a y plus 2 squared, and we also need a y minus 2. So what do we do to this denominator to get this one? We multiply by y minus 2, so I need to put y minus 2 times the quantity y minus 2. You can write it squared, but most of you will probably miss that. What do I do to this? Well, it has an extra y minus 2, so it's going to be y minus 4 times the quantity y plus 2. I think I said that wrong. So we need to multiply all that out using the FOIL method. We're going to get y squared minus 2y would be minus 4y plus 4. Here, please keep everything in parentheses because we're going to be subtracting the whole thing that we get when we multiply. So y squared, what is that number there? That is a plus 2. So we're going to get minus 4y plus 2 would be minus 2y. Then we're going to get minus 8. So now I'm going to use that subtraction sign. Y squared minus y squared is gone. Negative 4y minus negative 2 becomes plus positive, so that would give me negative 2y. 4 minus negative 8 would give me plus 12, all over y plus 2, the quantity squared, times y minus 2 quantity. So I could factor out a negative 2 here. I don't think it's going to help me. It'll give me a y minus 6, so it didn't really help me any, but again, you want to look at that just in case it will help you to cancel anything.